Real coaches, real community, real conversations. Welcome to the RedCard Podcast. Let's get into it.
And welcome, everyone. I am your host, Coach D. Today, we will be talking about players versus parents. Who's the real problem when it comes to that? Let's talk about some truths. But I want to tell you a moment that happened to me that it still haunts me to this day. And it has something to do with this. I was coaching a 16s match, close game, third set tied 13-13. And one of my players missed a serve. Not a terrible serve, it just caught the tape and rolled back. It happens. Before I could say anything to her, I heard her dad from the bleachers. Come on! What was that? Her shoulders dropped. She went to the back of the rotation, and I could see it. She checked out. She wasn't there anymore. Mentally, she left the court. The rest of the set, she played scared, tentative, like she was trying not to make a mistake instead of trying to win. We lost. That's when I realized the biggest obstacle to player development isn't lack of talent or poor coaching. It's the emotional environment we create around the game. And parents are either the foundation of that environment or the wrecking ball. So let's talk about the question nobody wants to ask. When a player struggles, is it the player's fault or is it the parents? Spoiler alert. It's almost never that simple. So now we have the parent paradox. Here's one thing about parents in youth sports. Most of them mean well, and most of them are making it worse. It's not an attack, it's an observation. Parents love their kids. They want to see them succeed. They've invested time, money, and emotional energy in this sport, and they've watched from the sidelines, powerless, as their kid struggles or succeeds or makes choices they don't understand. Of course, they're going to have opinions, and of course, they're going to react. The problem is, most parents don't realize how much their reactions shape the kid's experience of the game. Now, here's how I break down that paradox. Parents want their kids to love the game, but their anxiety about performance makes the game feel like a test instead of play. Parents want their kids to be confident, but the constant coaching from the sidelines sends messages of, you're not good enough on your own. Parents want their kid to be resilient, but their frustration with their mistakes teaches kids that failure is unacceptable. Parents want their kids to have fun, but their focus on results makes fun conditional on winning. Their intention is good, but the impact is damaging. Now, there are three types of sports parents. One, the supporter. This parent shows up, cheers for the whole team, doesn't coach from the sideline. After the game, they ask, did you have fun? Before they ask the score. They trust the coach. They let their kid do their own experience. They let them own it. When their kid is upset after a loss, they listen instead of trying to fix it. This parent is rare, and every coach dreams of a team full of this type of parent. Type 2, the analyst. This parent watches every play like they're scouting for the Olympics or something. They track stats in their head. After the game, they want to debrief. Why didn't the coach put you in as a setter? You had 3 missed serves. What happened? They're not trying to be harmful. They genuinely think they're helping their kid improve. But here's what they don't see. Their kid just played their heart out for 2 hours. They're tired. They're processing. And now, instead of rest and recovery, they're getting a performance review from the person whose approval they crave the most. Then there's the warrior parent. This parent is emotionally fused with their kid's performance. When the kid wins, they're elated. When the kid loses, they're devastated. They yell at the refs. They question the coaching decisions loudly. They compare their kid to other players. They make excuses or assign blame. The warrior parent think they're advocating for their kid. What they're actually doing is teaching their kid their worth is tied to their performance, that injustice is everywhere, and that someone else is always to blame. Now let's talk about that sideline behavior. Let's talk about what's happening in the bleachers, because this is where parents do the most damage, often without realizing it. Coaching from the stands. Move up. Watch the block. Bend your knees. What are you doing? I hear this at every tournament. And every time I watch the player on the court tense up, because now they're not playing volleyball. They're trying to please two coaches at once. And one of them is yelling instructions that contradict what I just told them in practice. When you coach from the stands, you're telling your kid that I don't trust you to figure this out. I don't trust your coach to help you. You need me to be your brain right now. That's not support. That's sabotage. Negative commentary. The ref is terrible. Why is she still setting? This team is trash. The coach has no idea what she is doing. Parents say this stuff quietly to each other, thinking their kid can't hear. But kids hear everything. And even if they don't hear the words, they feel the energy. Then there's a silent treatment. Some parents don't even yell. They just sit there, stone face, arms crossed. And after a bad game, silence. Cold, punishing silence. And this might be the worst one, because to me, that message is clear. You disappointed me. You're not worth my warmth right now. But here's my chin tap moment. Back to that player and her dad. After that tournament, I did something I rarely do. I talked to him privately. I didn't attack him. I didn't accuse him. I just told him what I saw. I told him that his daughter was one of the most talented players on the team, but she was scared. And I told him I thought she was scared of disappointing him. He got defensive at first. I'm just trying to help her get better. She has so much potential. I said, yeah, I know. But right now, she doesn't need a coach from the stands. She needs a dad who loves her whether she wins or loses. And there was this big, long pause, and he said, I didn't realize I was doing that. And that was my chin tap moment with that parent. Most of them don't realize what they're doing. They're not trying to hurt their kid, but I think they're just operating from their own fear, their own ego, or unmet expectations. I think they need someone to gently hold up that mirror so they can see what they're doing. Now, if you're a coach seeing this, here's what you can do, or I hope is what you did at the beginning of the season. Set your expectations early at the start of the season and have a meeting with the parents. Lay out your coaching philosophy, explain your communication policy, and tell them what you need from them. Support, respect, trust. Also tell them what you don't need. Sideline coaching, negativity, helicopter parenting. Create feedback loops. Don't wait for conflict. Check in with parents regularly. Let them ask questions. Give them insight on how their kid is doing. When parents feel informed, they're less likely to spiral into anxiety or frustration. Lastly, protect your players. If a parent is harming their kid's experience, address it privately, respectfully, but firmly. You're not just coaching volleyball. Remember, we are coaching humans. And sometimes that means protecting a kid from their own parents' good intentions. Now, what parents can do? If you're a parent and you're seeing this, here is what I want you to know. Your kid doesn't need you to be their coach. Your kid needs you to be their safe place. After a tough game, they don't need a breakdown of what went wrong. They need a hug, a snack, a reminder that you love them no matter what. Your kid is not an extension of you. Their success is not your success. Their failure is not your failure. Let them own their own experience. Let them make mistakes. Let them grow. Talk less. Listen more. Instead of telling your kid what they should have done, ask them how they're feeling. Ask them what have they learned. Ask them if they had fun, and then just listen. Here's the uncomfortable red card truth. The parent-player dynamic in youth sports is broken, and we're all responsible for fixing it. Coaches need to stop avoiding hard conversations with parents. Parents need to stop living vicariously through their kids. Players need to stop suffering in silence. All of us need to remember, this is supposed to be about the love of the game, not scholarships, not status, not proving anything. If your kids stop loving the game, it's because of the environment that you created around it. You didn't fail at volleyball. You failed at parenting. Yeah, that's harsh, but it's true. Let's do better. Okay, let's go back to that dad again. That dad took what I said to heart. The next tournament, I didn't hear a single word from him during the matches. After we won the championship, I watched him hug his daughter and say, "I'm so proud of you." She cried. Not because we won, but I think she finally felt like it was okay just to be his daughter instead of his project. And that's what we're after. That's the win that matters. See you on the next red card.
Yeah. Another one is in the books. Thanks for tuning in for all the second looks. You're locked in with your favorite host. The Red Card Cast, yeah, we're signing out. We'll be back next week without a doubt.